Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Let's see who we have. Turn my music off. Let me know if you are watching inside the comments. Who's watching live? Let's see who's watching. Let me know with hashtag live. Tammy Leonard, hope you are well. Erica, hope you're well. Let's see who we got. We only got 5 people on. That's really unusual. Let's see if we can get a few more people on. Becky's here. The Old Fanator's here. Jarmo, hope you're well, Jarmo. Let me know who else is here. So, if this is your first, I am live, says awesome. Let me know who else is here. So, if this is your first time attending one of our lives, okay, or one of our Q&As, this is your chance. I'm going to stop working. This is your chance to ask any questions you've got, okay? I've been doing this a long while, guys. My skills are still kind of improving. This last 2 weeks, something's clicked. Something else has clicked in place for me. And this is how it should be, guys, okay? The way it should be is not like you start something, you become a millionaire, no matter what everyone else has done. The way it should be is you should be building on skills and building on skills, and you build on them by putting massive amounts of work in, okay? Because what I see all of the time, people are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm not making commissions. And you look at what they do, and they're doing nothing, okay? You have to start doing stuff consistently. Okay, you have to start putting work out there. You have to start putting content and stuff out there that people are going to notice. Okay, if you're not even starting with that, which is probably 90% of people, okay, I want to ask you to put your hand up because I can see names already. You're not putting anything out there. How do you expect to get people to come to you? How do you expect to create connections? Okay, so you have to start at the foundation. You have to start at the beginning. Okay, that's where we have to start. Okay, must be doing stuff right. Facebook is removing some of my comments for being too keen. Yes, they're going on a bit of a power trip, it seems, at the minute, Facebook. So ask your questions, guys. Okay, I want really good questions. I want to really see how I can help. I want really thought out questions on how I can help. Okay. Now, we have some people. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this and see what you think, to see if I can get you thinking in a slightly different way. Okay, I have people come in. They do the $7 training, and they do it relentlessly, and they make commissions. Okay, then I have people in, don't even look at the $7 training, okay, and wonder why they're not doing anything. What do you think's the difference between that gap? There's always a gap, okay? There is always a gap from where you are to where you need to be. Okay, there's always a gap in the middle. Okay, and that gap in the middle is what you're trying to squish down. If you're not doing the basics, there's this big gap. What is that gap, do you think, guys? So send out emails to what else I need to do. Tammy. Let's have a look at the first place I look for most people, not everyone's using Facebook, but it's Facebook, okay? Because when someone's saying, okay, so only put your hand up if you're okay, can't see much on your profile. And Dave, you're someone, okay, Dave's someone who he's in VIP. Very important person is Dave. he went away for a little while for us. He come back and he's absolutely crushed it. In fact, last week, Dave, I think you done a high ticket. Okay. And people kind of wonder what it is. It's all in the training, guys. Like, there is no, like, you can see what I do. You can see what Dave does. There is no kind of, you know, there's some nuances and things in there, but people are successful at this. The gap in the middle is often, when you're starting out, is visible. It's not like it's hidden. It's not like magically it's hidden. It's all there. Okay. You need to be absolutely relentless, because if you're like me, okay, if you're like me, I am not the smartest person in the world. Okay, I really am not. I might seem like I know my stuff with this, but I'm average intelligence, maybe. When it comes to some things, I am stupid. I even kick myself for some things. But I'm relentless. Like, I know if I'm not the smartest cookie, I have to be more relentless than the smart people. Okay, that's how you have to look at it. Okay, anyone can do this stuff. If I can do it, you can. If Dave can do it, whoa! If Dave can do it, I'm pretty sure anyone in the world can do this. Isn't that right, Dave? Dave is relentless. He is relentless. Like, and he uses, guess what, tools, and guess where the tools are. Exactly. Okay, and that's why we're bringing up lots of tools. Why are we getting so many subscriptions? What is going on? Not complaining. Like, we're just getting, oh yes, the new Leeds Miner subscription just went live, guys. That's why. So that's why. So on the updates, when you log in, guys, there's a splash page that tells you about the Leeds Miner. It's now live. You can promote it and everything else. Regarding Leeds Miner Pro, can I use it in different niches? Yes, you can use it however you want. Okay, however you want. Does it integrate with my workflow, email, service, CRM? Good question. Very good question. Parts of it can is the answer. There is a webhook that can integrate with CRM, but that's more around the group builder. It's more around the group builder. The pipeline acts as a CRM. In fact, I would keep it in the pipeline for as long as possible. We are integrating the pipeline with Mega Builder. We'll be doing that in the near future. So that's a good question. So you can use it in any niche. Okay. It doesn't directly integrate with your current workflow, whatever that is. It will in the groups, because there's webhooks that can use for zaps and everything. Okay. Before the tools, you've got to know the bare boom basics. That's exactly it. You have to. Okay. You have to know the basics, guys. If you don't know the basics, the tools aren't going to make any sense. Okay. What a lot of people want to do, again, there's that gap. Okay. Everyone's aware of that gap. For most people, it's like, I want to earn money and I'm here. What is that gap? That gap's pretty big, guys, if you want to make consistent money. So you need to break it down. So what is the first gap? The first gap is connecting with people. Okay. So you learn how to do Facebook. It's far better, or Instagram, or paid ads, whatever it is you're doing. It's far better to learn the skills manually and understand the power of the tools. This is why when Lead Miner Pro come out, if I just said, look at this software, it's amazing, and no one had to use it, no one would want it. So I taught you, the people on the live train, the basics, okay, of how to do Facebook, okay? And the software does all of the basics for you. But what a lot of people do, they'll go straight into the software, and I know this because this was me, I know from experience, they'll go straight into software, they'll click stuff, and they're like, what is this doing? Why am I adding friends automatically? Why am I sending messages to people? This is a bit weird. When you've done it manually and you've done it relentlessly, okay, you know exactly why. That tool is built for me. Like, exactly for me. There's still some stuff to go in there. But that tool is built for everything I've done, or one traffic source, which is Facebook, I've done for about 8 years, and it does it all perfectly. Works in any niche. Okay, you will see people using this tool, guys, who crush it. And you'll wonder why. So Tammy, my advice, okay, is get into Facebook 101, okay, and do the toffee method, okay, because I'm not seeing it on your Facebook, okay. A lot of people, guys, I'm trying to work out, in fact, this happened with Dina 3 days ago. A lot of people are like, I'm really confused what to do. It's really quite simple, okay, I'll break it down. Connect with people and put out content. That's it. Okay. All the rest, you've started the foundation. If you're not connecting with anyone, your target audience, okay, you're not going to make sales. Okay. Like, this is your traffic generation, putting out content. If you don't connect, you don't put out content, nothing else is going to happen. Nothing's going to happen, guys. Okay. Instagram, put out content. TikTok, put out content. Facebook ads, put out content. Facebook organic, put out content. Kind of, it's pretty simple, really. That's why I just go live and just do random things. I've only got 25 people on today. It's probably because I was late last week, maybe. But keep it simple. So what do I need to do today? Post on whatever you're doing as much as humanly possible. Connect with every single person that likes and comments. If people aren't liking and comment, warm up the algorithm so when you do post, you get more likes and comments. Connect with people. Like, it's really quite simple. It is really simple when you break it down. People don't, people overcomplicate in the head. Maybe you don't understand why you, in fact, tell me this if this is you. Maybe you don't understand why you've got to connect with people. A big thing, from what's that, Jesse? I don't know. What, from LMP? I can't remember, mate. I can't remember. Off the top of my head. It should be in there. If it's not, tell me and I'll get it put in there with the rest. I don't know. I think it's 40%. Maybe, but I can't remember. At VIP level, I can't remember. Yeah, exactly. Dave can only do simple. Okay. What was I then going to say? It was really important, or not important. That was really a bit eye-opening. No idea. I don't know. Let me know if that's what you mean, Jesse. Leave mine approve. I know there's a delay. But if things are complicated, guys, okay. In fact, there's a technique. Things are complicated. Set yourself one thing to do. Okay? One thing to do. Make 5 Facebook posts a day. 3 Facebooks a day. 2 per day. And that's it. Like, make that the goal. Okay? People will quite happily spend all day on Facebook or Instagram or something else. But they find it hard turning around. That's what I was going to say. The biggest lesson, guys. So everyone here has bought something online. Everyone. Pretty much guarantee it. Every single person. Okay. When we look at how we bought, we were the lead. We were the traffic. We were the sale. We were the conversion, guys. Okay. So you know how sales happen because it's been done to you. Okay. You have been the sale. Yet we expect somehow, okay, we expect somehow for it to be different when we go out there and target other people. We expect it to be magically different somehow. Okay? When you see this happen, when you see how people purchase, when you look at yourself, okay, and how you purchase, everything else makes sense. One of the big things I do a lot, one of the things I find myself doing is, I done this the other day. I done this 3 days ago. Yeah, 3 days ago. Because we're buying a property at the minute. Okay. The job is to understand how you bought. Understand how you wanted that thing. That's the job of you. Like, that is your job. Understand how you wanted that. Make other people want it the same. Okay. I had a phone call from my estate agents. We bought a house. Okay. We bought a house. And when my emotion takes over, that's when I'm sold. Okay, and you don't even realise how your emotional side takes over, guys. The same as I didn't then. okay, in this instance, 3 days ago. And I'm good at sales, and I can see things a mile off, okay. 40%, there you go, Jesse. And Leondi, this is a story for you, because this is a story for you. So, you look at how you're sold to, what makes you feel like buying, okay? That's the psychological effect you're trying to have on others. Not you're going to make $1 million when you buy this thing. Not a way to sell, not a way to bloody buy, guys, because it's not true, okay? So look at how you bought into something that was ethical and real. 3 days ago, I had a phone call from the estate agents. In my mind, we bought the house. It was subject to contract. Nick, I told this story somewhere the other day. And good, Leondi. That's a good thing. We'll cover that in a minute. Back to where I was. And they said to me, they rang me up out of the blue, and they're like, I've got to tell you, there's been a new offer put in for your house. Okay, there's been a higher offer, and I've got to take it to the vendor. By law in the UK, I didn't realise this at the time. By law in the UK, they have to take the offer to the seller, the vendor, within 24 hours. So I'm like, you buggers, you're just trying to get more money out of me, is what I thought. I went into emotional overdrive, which doesn't happen a lot, okay? And I knew there and then, or I knew after that call, I was like, wow, I just got resold to. That's how I felt. I was like, holy crap. Like, I was watching my emotions. After the fact, I understood the emotions I went through, okay? And it reminded me of how I need to sell. I need to invoke, not the emotions I had, but it's all about invoking them emotions, guys. Okay? That's what we try and do. It's all about selling and marketing. It's all about moving people away from their logical self, like I did on that call. This was a good reminder, into their emotional self. People buy on emotions, okay? This is why when someone buys something, okay, trust me, I can tell you now, I've done $60,000 worth of sales in the last 2 days, okay? $60,000 of sales in 2 days, or yesterday and the day before, okay? When someone buys on emotion, they pay, and then logic, this is the way I kind of think of it, logic kicks in, buyer's remorse. That's where buyer's remorse comes from. It's when your logic kicks in, okay? I could go deep in that, but I'm not going. Does that make sense, guys? Okay? It's moving that person to a point of emotion, to a point where they actually believe in themselves. This is what I say, as you get them to believe that they can do it, okay? Because it takes that self-belief, okay? If they don't have self-belief, even if they do buy, they're not going to do anything with it. So I try and invoke self-belief into people during my sales process, okay? I want people to believe they can do it, because that is all that matters ultimately. Like, if they're going to be successful, like the reason a lot of people stop, get confused, everything else, is you don't have enough self-belief. You actually need to be resold into yourself. Okay, you need to sell to yourself that you can do this now. You bought this at a point where you believed in yourself. You bought into something when you believed in yourself. But now it's getting a little bit hard. Okay, maybe you've been doing it a few weeks. Maybe you've done it a bit longer. Maybe you haven't really tried, and it's got a little bit hard. It's not really hard, guys. Work with me for a little while if you want to see. All of that logic's kicking in. Stop you doing anything. It's stopping you doing anything. Okay? And then you're getting your little dopamine hits and your energy's going down. Okay? That belief that you have for a fleeting moment, I have 90% of the time. That a lot of the time is the difference. So I had a goal, and I've been trying to work something out for the most of this year, actually. There's different parts of business I try and work out. Sometimes I pay someone. I think, right, you're brilliant at this. I'm going to pay you so I don't have to work it out. This year, I've been trying to work one thing out. I couldn't find anyone to actually help me, but I worked it out in the last 2 weeks. Okay? That's what you need to do. That's what perseverance gives you, guys. It's a part of the equation, but that's what perseverance gets you. Your brain works out. When you work it out, okay, business and doing this thing online is all about being able to maneuver yourself around situations that come along. Okay, we've had some really bad. We lost our Facebook group, GoToWebinar, we've had a hell of a year. A hell of a year. No one knows about it because we just keep plugging along. Okay? We expect bad stuff to happen because that's what happens. That's what happens in life. That's what happens in business. Okay? You choose your hard. I choose this hard. In fact, this is where I get on. This is where I like adversity, unless it's so much and it does kind of flatten me out. But I like adversity because adversity in business isn't that high, guys. It isn't that much. I went to see a friend this morning. Okay, I'll give you a little story. True adversity. And this guy had the best attitude. Went to see a friend. Really good friends. He lost a child. Okay, within this year. He found out his other child had spina bifida. And he's got terminal cancer. Okay, that's adversity. Running a business is not really adversity. What we do is not really adversity. Okay, what we do is just a bit stressful and a bit overwhelming. And when you pick your battles right and you think that's where I'm going, that's where you should go. That's where you should go. And he, the guy actually amazed me this morning because he's in a good place, a really good place. How much friends can you delete before Facebook blocks you for 24 hours? Good, Joseph, good question. So what you've got to think, you've got a certain amount of activity you can do on Facebook. Okay, adversity is required to learn. Without adversity, guys, how do you think doctors, you got to think of doctors. I am more than a doctor, okay? And I know because one of the friends I met today is a doctor. And he has real people's lives in his hands. It's all we deal with is money. It's crazy. But yes, adversity is required to learn. So, Joseph, there's a certain amount of activity you can do on Facebook, okay? Every little thing will equate to that total activity, okay? Is the way of thinking of it. There isn't a limit, okay? It's your own limit. Facebook will look at it and think, hang on, you're taking more action than you normally do. And it will restrict you, okay? It will restrict you, especially if you've done lots of different things in a short amount of time. So it's not like you can do 10. I can add as many as I want. I've never been blocked for that, okay? Lead miner don't like any of my people. Do you really think that's the case, Tammy? Do you think you've got more bad luck than someone else, or you've got to switch this round? You've got to switch this round. That thinking, okay. But anyway, Joe. So what happens over time is that amount of activity you do can grow. Facebook gets kind of used to it. Okay, I don't really get blocked that much. Okay. But it's because I've grown into it. Facebook's used to me. You think if you have had a Facebook for 6 years and you do the odd post every 2 weeks, okay, and you add one friend or you get added a friend and you don't really use it much, and all of a sudden you're adding 30 friends, you're adding 2 Facebook posts a day and you're doing loads of DMs, what's Facebook going to think? They're going to think you've been hacked, okay? That's what they're going to think. So they restrict it down to not interfere with the platform. Okay? Exactly, and I know it's in the training actually we did this week. There wouldn't be one today, or there wasn't one today because I've been to the dentist. It'll be next week. But in the training, I even said most people want to come. They'll be like, "Wow, this lead mine is brilliant. Let's do everything." No, slow. 10 a day is perfect. Okay, you can actually deactivate a bit more on that, but go slow. Okay, I know everyone's in a rush to make money, but it's those that, in fact, it's not a bad thing to be in a rush. As long as you rush consistent, if that sounds a bit strange. As long as you rush consistent. Okay. Yeah, try and add 5. Most important thing, because what you don't want to do, guys, again, people are right, I need to add friends. So they go add. She's just his friend. Add. Completely untargeted. Oh, getting 1 million views a day who just don't know what to do, don't understand. It's far better, because what you have to do, if you have 5,000 friends, and then you So, Leondi, watch the training. Okay, that's what you need to do, Leondi. I have 3,700 friends. This is what I'm saying. If you just add 3,700 people, okay, and they're not targeted, nothing's going to happen. You're actually going to find you're going to have to clean all them down again, which is why the most important thing is targeting. You target people in your niche. You target people who are active. Watch what happens to your algorithm. Okay, the number of friends I can go buy an email list of 1 million people who've never heard of me. I'm hardly going to get through to any of them. Okay, it's exactly the same. People only are interested in people they have connections with. Otherwise, the definition of spamming is getting things that are unexpected, unsolicited. Okay, you're building it so you're not a spammer. Does that make sense, Leon? Do you have to think of this? This is where these aha moments come from. You have to think of this in a certain way. Quality. Anyone here could teach to go and get 10 million views in the next 30 days. Okay? By posting freaking nonsense. It will equate to nothing. Okay? It's all about targeting. Maybe a few dollars in monetization if you ever get paid it. Does that make sense, Leon? A friend's number do not matter. Doesn't matter. Targeting matters. That's all. In fact, we need to buy a new tool. Not buy one, build one. I've got 3 minutes, guys. I've got a coaching call to take. So let me know. Any final questions inside the chat, please. Leaderboard, I'll check. It should be out, actually. Nick, okay, so brilliant question. So new friends send me their offers. I say, sure, I'll take a look. I'm not sure how to move the conversation on. Okay, so when someone sends you their offer, most people, and we go through this all the time, most people get upset. I've literally only got 2 minutes. I've literally got like 8 hours of calls now. It's non-stop today, so I can't be late for any of them. That's a good sign. Okay, people get upset, but I want to show you my offer. Take their offer, look at it, look at how it's marketed to people. Ask them how they find it. You're searching for Facebook groups. Do they have a Facebook group? Okay, do they have a Facebook group? Who runs the program? Could I find leads from that person? Could I find their profile and find leads from them? Okay, so who runs it? Oh, have you got his Facebook? Like, you start thinking, ask questions. How long have they been in business? Oh, this looks pretty good. Like, what about results? Okay, you have to go from the producer's mindset, guys, or you're going to be buying another shiny object. These people, by sending you their link, are basically saying, I haven't got a frigging clue what I'm doing. Can you help me? They're not saying that, but that's basically what they're saying. You just need to help them when they need it, which isn't now. Okay, you can't force people to think the way you want them to think in this instance, because it's their thing, it's their program. They found it. This is the secret to make lots of money. You tell them it's not, you're going to part ways. Look into it. Sound interested. Look at the emails that send. Look at how the targeting and the angles speak to you. Does it make you want to buy? How did that now make you feel? Again, if it made you feel something, you've learnt something, because you know now why that made you feel that way, because you can see the text in front of you that made you feel like that. Does that make sense? Lessons are everywhere. You just have to look for them. There's lessons in every aspect of life, guys. You just have to think, how can I learn from this? All the time. No one knows everything. Okay? Rock and roll, guys. I need to go. I've got a coaching call. Then at 3, new software call. Boom. Cheers, guys. Jump on every week. I want to help you. Want to see you win, but you have to be here for me to help.